happy Saturday. Today I'm taking you guys with me because I'm going to do a little bit of errands. I'm going to go visit Books A Million. If you're not familiar and you've never heard of a Books A Million, it's like a giant, it's like Barnes and Nobles. They even have a coffee shop inside and all sorts of stuff. I like going in there every now and then because I feel like there's a little bit of variety between what they offer and what Barnes and Nobles offers. And they have a used section in there, which Barnes and Nobles, I know you can do used books online, but they usually don't have a used section like right in the store. Books A Million does. So they have like a whole like used section that you can go and pick books from. So anyway, right next to there is a Michael's. So I may do a little bit of shopping in there too. Okay. I am going to take you guys with me and then we'll do a haul video like right afterwards. Okay. Okay, the first stop is Books A Million. And let me tell you, it was so hard. There were so many good books in here. So many wonderful reference style books on Greece, Egypt, all the world wars, World War I, World War II, specifics on World War II. This one I almost got and I just spoiled it. I didn't get it. I probably should have because this was so informative like a reference book, but this was done a little bit differently where it was almost storytelling like. This was another really good one. I thought that this one was done really well. I walked all the way to the checkout line with this one, ended up putting it back. Almost. I just feel I have way too many similar reference style books, but almost. I kind of regret not getting it, but I almost got it. This one was super cool because it had all the different types of planes that were used in World War II, the plans, the specifics, all sorts of things. This one was a neat one on the Middle Ages too. In case you guys haven't been able to tell, I did speed through the flip throughs a tiny little bit. If not, this video would have been almost 2 hours. Next series that you're going to see is just so aesthetically pleasing. It would have looked so beautiful on someone's bookshelf, but I didn't get anything from it. This next one too was really cool, but again, I just had too many reference style books that covered the same thing. This one is one I regret not getting, and I probably will go back when we cover U.S. History again because I like to tie in U.S. geography. But look at this one. Way better than any of the typical national parks curriculum that you see floating around in the homeschool space. Here's another World War II one because I'm a sucker for anything World War II. This one looked good too. Now, this one was so cool, and I am not speeding through it because it deserves a slow scroll. Look at all the different titles. Look at all of them. I really wanted to love them. I just felt they were just a little bit too advanced for us. And so I passed on them. But aren't they really awesome? So many cool titles though. Very unique and original. Here's a flip through of one because again, I really wanted it to work. We're just not there yet. And then those of you who follow me on Instagram, you guys know that we're in the middle of learning about Maya, Aztec, the Incas. And I really, once again, wanted to like it. Same with this one, Tales of Horror. We're just not there yet. This is one of my son's top favorite author of all time. He does a lot of historical fiction. Every single one of these books we already have. Highly recommend. I'm a sucker for spooky books. So anytime I get these, I'm always trying to get my kids to like read them, but that's not the phase they're in. Like, are they even my kids? Because I love spooky things. None of them are into it right now. Familiar with this book series, but this was so cool, and I've been trying to get my kids into the Spiderwick book series because there's a whole slew of it, and then they have like this guide in here, very similar to the Fantastic Beasts, like the Harry Potter kind of thing. And here's me trying to convince my son, are you sure you don't like it? Every time we come here, we go to the bookstore, I always have him flip through it, hoping he'll change his mind. That they have this whole series here, but the books are like so small and so cute and everything. I think there's at least 5 books or something like that to the series. And then highly recommend. Love that dog. Still one of our all-time favorites. And then take a look at this awesome copy of Matilda. It's a huge one. It's really big. Beautiful font, beautiful illustrations inside. I have like 2 copies of Matilda already, and I was so tempted just to get this one, but I did not. Here's another really good series. She does a lot of historical fiction as well, very similar to Alan Grant. My son just doesn't prefer her style of writing, but she has a whole slew of World War II books. This book just looks so adorable, and I think I've shown this to my son at least 3 times over the course of like maybe like 3 years every time I come across it, because I'm like, what's not to love about it? It's like a fat little animal. It has to do with fantasy, something of the woods. But each time he just wasn't interested. He did make this into a TV show or a movie or something of that sort, and he's watched it and he's loved it before. So I handed this to him again to see if this time he'd be interested in. Here's another cool looking one. There are so many good titles here that I hadn't seen at Barnes and Noble, and it was just so hard for me. We have really leaned into the fantasy genre, I feel, starting this year. A lot of it has to do probably with the Torchlight curriculum in exposing us to different styles of writing. So, very thankful for that. Marsha Forshock. I think she has like several books having to do with World War II. And I'm like, why am I finding all these World War II books now after I just finished spending a whole entire summer learning about it? So I almost got this one. I didn't this time though. So many good books. I wonder if you guys know me well enough to know which ones I ended up getting. There was just so many. Look at this cute little mouse one. I regret not getting that one. I think that one was good, looked good. This one had to do with a girl from Brooklyn. Something about trying to solve a mystery. I think she goes to like a beachside place or something, and then a murder happens, and she tries to solve it. And then I went into the little kids section because I still like to look at the picture books and look at this gorgeous book, Magical Secret Garden. I mean, the illustrations on this is just so pretty, and it has pop-up fairies, and it's just so adorable. I almost got this one too. Don't Trust This Fish is another really good one. That one, I think I accidentally clipped the front of this so you couldn't see the title. There you go. Don't Trust This Fish was a really cute one too. It was a more wordier like picture book, but look at the illustrations. Look how gorgeous. This is one I may regret not getting either. So here you guys are supposed to guess on which ones I got, which ones I did it, and I'm telling you guys which ones I did it and stuff, you know? But this one was a cute one. I think I may go back and get this one next time. Now, this is one I totally am going to get. I did not get it because there was damage and there was only one copy on this book. And if you can see at the top, it was all damaged. I can't do that. And so I'm going to have to buy it somewhere else. This is a really good one. If you've ever seen those Wreck These Journal type books, this is like that, except it is Harry Potter themed. So I wanted to take this and I wanted to hide it for a Christmas or a birthday present for my youngest who loves Harry Potter. This would have been perfect. I just couldn't do it, the damage. Couldn't do it. So this is a Goosebumps haunted ink type thing with an invisible ink that you go through, and then you do all these quizzes, puzzles, things of that sort. Now, you're not going to see this when I show you what I ended up purchasing, but I did get it. But it's being hidden away for a birthday present for my youngest because he adores Goosebumps and these type of things. Had some sort of clear out sale that extended so far around the store. I didn't even show you guys like half of it. And they were reducing all these books, and they were like $3 books and $5 books. And wouldn't you know it, not one screamed to me and I didn't get it, but they had all different types of biomes. They had like desert, forest, and then they had things like volcanoes and glaciers and things of that sort. But I did not get a single one of them. But it was a really cool deal for someone who was looking. So see, here's mountains, there's Mars, there's just a whole bunch of cool things. There's this one on underground, abandoned London areas, and I wanted it to be more on the catacombs because I think that stuff is more interesting, because don't they have like these underground tunnels throughout London, I believe, and I wanted more of that, but it wasn't there. But anyway, it was super cool. So if you have a Books A Million near you, they had like tons spreading all around the store. These were all on $5 clearance too. So this one was a super cute one. We need a little bit more now, but this one had all the different ocean layers. And then there's another one that was this one. It was a timeline one, that also looked pretty decent. This Miles Davis author is actually really good. He does a lot of classics, and he adapts them. So I know there's a Peter Pan one, and there's another one that he does too, and he does a really decent job on staying as close to the story as possible. So I kind of like his style of writing. I like the illustrations, I like the font he uses. This is a cool series that I will come back for whenever we start doing US American history again. But there's three of them in here. And this one was on the youngest soldier to serve in the American Civil War. It was the drummer boy. And so it was a historically accurate fictional book. Another really great World War II ones. I'm telling you, they are just haunting me. There's so many good ones. Okay, so I did something very naughty. There's this pop-up book and it had it on a bunch of different like artists. So there was Leonardo, I think there was one on Picasso, but it was $30 and it was in this wrap. And there's no way I'm gonna buy it for $30 if I can't see what the pop-ups are gonna look like. So I very carefully took it out of the sleeve and we looked at it. But I also very carefully put it back in the sleeve so you couldn't tell. There was no damage done. I just had to see what the pop-ups were gonna look like. I thought that this was just too cute not to share, from Melissa and Doug, this little vending machine with little miniature items that will go in it with little play money and stuff. I just wanted to share just in case you guys had littles and you guys were looking for something like this. Like, look how cute. So cute. So we ended up going to Michael's because it was right next door to Books a Million. So why not? And I was a little sad to see that I think I missed all the back to school stuff because now they have all the Halloween stuff up. But that was so fun because Halloween is our second favorite holiday. And they had all the cool Halloween decor. Well, they were starting, I think, to put it out. I don't think like this is their big blow up yet. But take a look at that one. That's an Oddities, like Dracula's Oddities house. And look at this game one. Like, so cool. So you're going to see me share this several times because it just blew my mind that things like this existed. And I may be the last person on earth to know this, but did you know that they make bookshelf like decor like inside? So this is like bookshelf, like cute things to put on your bookshelf. See, look at the picture. Like you would put it there in between stacks of books. It's just like book decor. I had no idea. Look how cute this one. I really, really like this one. I didn't end up getting it because nobody sees my bookshelf. If I had one of those glorious libraries where everybody would be looking at my books, I would do it, but I didn't get it. Does this scream lemonade to you guys, or apple cider and stuff? We love all these little bottles and unique cups and things like that. They made like a little one, like that's a small one compared to like the big one. So cute. Another little vending machine style thing. This one was SpongeBob themed, but I love like those little miniature food things that go in it. Just like the Melissa and Doug one, it was just SpongeBob themed. Here it is again. It followed me everywhere. See, that's it in action right there. You can see it in between two books. And they had a lot of different ones. They're called book nooks. They're the cutest things they had in, like, look at that one. That's like a greenhouse, like a type of, like, what's it called? One of those things. But look at a little tea house. They even had an Alice in Wonderland tea house. They even had, I think they had like a Harry Potter themed one too. Look at how cute these pencil holders are. I was hoping that I had an Office Depot or one of those places near me because I saw that they had a really cute hard case game controller one. But this one, I'm glad I didn't because my kids love like the animal ones. So look how cute all these are. So here's some more Halloween decorations for you. They didn't have like their full lineup yet. Like you can see a lot of the shelves are bare. They were just starting to put a lot of this stuff up. All the Halloween decor stuff was 40% off. All of this right here is 40% off. The flies, the bones, the skulls, there was hearts, there was teeth, there was a whole bunch of stuff in it. And this stuff, if you have Jack and Link stuff, or if you have like the fly set insert to put it in there as a filler or as math counters, or in your Jack and Link like wooden trays. Okay, so we just got back and I'm like, I am exhausted. I'm tired. We only ended up going to Books a Million and we went to Michael's, but I was at Books a Million for like a good hour probably. And then we were at Michael's for about 30 to 40 minutes. Then we went to go eat and then we went to go get some ice cream from Cold Stone Creamery. And then the boys got a haircut. And so it was like a big like to do today, like going out and taking care of some errands and stuff. And I had like a lot of fun. I picked up some really good stuff. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and then I'm gonna show you what I got. Okay, before I go and I share all the books, I just want to tell you that I have these linked. I have all the books in here linked to my Amazon store. So you don't have to get them obviously from Amazon, but it's a really nice place for me to be able to organize book shares and things of that sort. So it's all going to be there, linked there, and I will link it in what's that called down there, like the caption or that little, that space down there. So you can just click in there, click on the link, and it will show you all the books that I shared today. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I got first, and then I'll show you what the kids got because they kind of all got like their own things too. So I really, really want us to focus on the Vietnam War at a certain point next summer. I know for the third summer in a row, we're probably going to do World War I and World War II again. This is the second year that we've done that, and every year we dig a little deeper. For World War II, when we cover it next year, I want to focus on specific aspects of World War II. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that until next summer. But we have absolutely no background knowledge on the Vietnam War at all. And I don't know if if you yourself have started to, gather resources for the Vietnam War, but there's actually not that many. There isn't on a upper elementary, lower middle school level type of thing. There isn't that much. When you get into high school, I think there's more. But if you guys know of additional resources, let me know because I am going to be on the hunt for the rest of the year. But the Eyewitness series is always a really good, I don't want to say a beginner series because you could really continue to use it through middle school too, but it's a really good kind of like an intro, a jumping off point into all the different wars. So they don't just have the Vietnam War, they have World War I, World War II, they have the Civil War. I think they have another one too. Oh, look in the back. It'll show you. But there's a glossary in the back. There's always colorful illustrations. My son is playing with one of his toys in the back that he got from Books A Million, and I'll show you that here in a second. But look, so you may hear that in the background. But look at all the glossy photos, like the illustrations. There's just enough information for you to figure out like what's going on. But really it brings you in with all the pictures. It just brings you in, and that's what I want. So let me show you guys the table of contents, and then I'll show you the other books. Okay, there were so many books to pick from. If you guys look at my video clips, like when I was going through all the different like ones that they had, there were so many. It was really, 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 really hard for me to pare that down. Like I really had to narrow that down because there's no way I can't spend $1,000 at the bookstore. There were so many really good ones, and I ended up just picking one, and it was this one on D-Day because this is the part of World War II that interests my son the most. And this one is just, I mean, it's so good. It's so good. And I'm just like, this is just so good not to have. There's photographs of primary sources in here, of the posters, of maps, of the paratrooper. Like there's maps of the planning behind D-Day and what actually happened, you know, so how they breached it, the paratroopers, how the plan was originally for them to land at a certain location, and then they ended up not, and they ended up going way beyond like the enemy line and way off chart and all sorts of stuff. It has all of it. So all the different beaches and stuff from D-Day. See the Airborne Division one. Where was it? So you have like this map of the 101st and the 82nd. You have like the map key in there. And you have the intended drop zone and the actual drop zone. And I thought that that was cool. That is exactly what I wanted. So this is what I ended up picking because I just couldn't. I just couldn't leave it there. It was good. It's the most expensive one out of all of them. And this is why I was like, I can't walk away with as many as I wanted. The Egyptian one, there was the Pharaoh one, and then the Egyptian one. Both looked fantastic, and I had one of them all the way up to the checkout, and I'm like, I just can't do it. And if I have to pick one, it's going to be this one. So this is the one that I went home with. I got these 2 books because I want us to do a little bit of a deep dive into this. And if you guys are a part of my subscription, you guys are going to be hearing that too. My subscription over at Instagram. I'm probably going to be doing something with this soon and stuff because I just really want us to dive into this a little bit more. So Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, and these are not adapted versions or anything like that. These are going to be like the full on. So I'm really hoping that there's a great Audible for this because I do not want to be the one reading it with all the different dialects. So that's the plan, is to hopefully have an Audible and stuff, and we're going to read through it. We're going to be doing reading comprehension questions, literature analysis with it and stuff. But that is the plan for sometime in the school year. We're going to be getting through these 2 books. And then I got this one from Miles Kelly. I actually really like Miles Kelly. He has a lot of, he takes a lot of classics and he adapts them. Like I know Peter Pan is one of them. And there's another one too, and I forgot which one that he does. But he does a really good job with it in terms of like keeping it as close to the novel as possible, and then he adapts it for easier language and stuff. And so when I saw this classic stories one, I am such a sucker for classic, like for just ghost stories in general. My oldest isn't as much. My youngest is, but I'm like, we're going to be doing it. We're going to do it. And so I got this one. I was going to say something and I forgot. If I remember, I'll let you guys know. There are some stories in here that are like excerpts from ones like Edgar Allan Poe and stuff. And so we're not going to be reading those because I want us to actually read the full on version. I'm not a big, lately because of the age of my kids now, because we're getting up there. Now I have a 4th grader, but my oldest now is in 6th grade. I want us to read as close to the original, if not the original, as possible. So I'm not as into like the excerpts from like the Telltale Heart from Edgar Allan Poe or the Charles Dickens one or anything, or the Legend of Sleepy Hollow. I want us to actually read the original, or at least a close adaptation to it, not an excerpt. So what I'm going to be doing is I will skip those, and the other ones that we have full ones for, I will go ahead and do. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. This one for sure coming up soon. And then I got a couple fiction books and stuff that I thought looked interesting. It was so hard for me to pare it down. It honestly was. I think that Books A Million has a different selection from enough of a different selection from Barnes and Noble that it's exciting whenever I go in there to do it. Barnes and Noble, sometimes I go in there and it could be like I haven't been there in a year, and I go in there and it's the exact same books that I had like a year ago. And so sometimes it's not as exciting, but with Books A Million, I feel like I'm getting a little bit more of a variation. So anyway, this one, and I think it's just so relevant personally for us, on a personal level. And so when I saw this one, I was like, okay, this is going to be good. This is going to be a good one. It reads really well. And then if you look in here, I don't know if you can tell, but the font is blue. And I don't know why, but I thought that was really cool. So the storyline, the diversity of characters and stuff, the subject matter, I thought would be really good. So I got this one. The last one that I got, and then I'll show you what the kids got. It's kind of a mixture between me and all the kids. So all the kids actually want to read this one. So we'll probably end up doing this as a read aloud. But this is called Blood in the Water. And it is about a Brooklyn girl who feels like she's a fish out of water. But then there's like a shocking death of a teenage boy. And a lot of people think, could it be murder? And so it's a middle grade debut, best-selling author Tiffany Jackson, packed with heart-pounding twists and turns that will keep readers guessing until the end. So this little girl is basically gonna do an investigation and uncover like a whole bunch of like mysteries and twists and turns that are gonna change. It just sounds really interesting. So I think we'll end up probably doing this as a read aloud here shortly, actually. But take a look at like the pages. I think isn't that really cool? I love it when books have little quirks like that, when they have like the gilded pages and stuff, and then when they have like these patterns. I think that's a nice touch. Okay, this is a book that I've been trying to convince my youngest to read for the longest time, and I guess they have a TV show like based off of it too. My husband, unbeknownst to me, has also been trying to convince him to get this book, and for whatever reason, now was the time when he saw it, he was interested in it, and it looks adorable. And I'm not quite sure, honestly, like what the book is about. It is, okay, about an 11-year-old with a little sister who moved to the country to be closer to their sick mother. And in the woods behind their spooky old house, they discover a forest spirit named Totoro. And when Mai goes missing, it's up to Satsuki to find her sister. And then she'll need help from some magical friends. So yeah, there's like a TV, I think it's either a movie or a TV show series, something like that, they were telling me. So I thought this was cute. I mean, it just, you know, it's right up his alley. So I was surprised whenever he didn't want to read it before, because he loves all things cute, mystical, fantasy type of thing. And this was like right up it, but he wasn't interested until now. Now he's interested. Okay, these next three are from One Piece. My son collects the whole entire series, and there is like, I don't know how many books in the series there are, like 30 or something like that.
There's 105.
So he's slowly been collecting it. Everybody in this family is obsessed with One Piece, the animated one and the live one. And we can't wait for the next season of One Piece to come out as a family. It really honestly is an adorable show, the live version, you know. They watch him and the kids and their dad watch it all together, and it's kind of like their thing that they do. But there's 105 of these. And so like how you read the book is it's faced like differently. You know what I mean? You got to kind of read it backwards a little bit. That's how it's set up. So this is the only graphic novel basically that you'll ever catch him reading nowadays.
Flip it like this.
How?
Like
That's what I said.
Like this, and then here's the weird thing. You read it from like this side to this side.
Oh,
no, like.
So
like
how do you flip the page?
Opposite of how.
So how do you flip the page? So if I read
need
it,
to face this towards me.
Okay.
So you would go and
I flip the page and I read it from this to this side.
No, yes.
And then I flip
you
it
go and you would
this
read
to
it from
this
this
side.
to this, then this.
Okay.
Then that.
And then I would read this to this all the way around.
No, you
Just
would
the
go.
page?
You'd start like this. Boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom.
So that's an interesting way, right? So he found 3 more that he didn't have in his collection. And so he ended up getting that, and he's been collecting them. And then the other book, here, you can take your One Piece back. The other one is this one. And so this one is Graciela in the Abyss. So I've noticed a change in his reading, which is awesome. So he used to be a strictly historical fiction type of reader, historical books and historical fiction, historical nonfiction. That was his jam. Lately, thanks to Torchlight, has kind of introduced a whole new genre to him, and he's really, really been interested in all sorts of like fantasy style books, but very particular style of ones. It's I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. We'll see as his tastes continue to develop. So I don't know what it's about, but I think it has to do with some sort of like the mortal world on land and a supernatural, like spiritual world at the bottom of the ocean or underneath the ocean waves or something like that. And so it sounds interesting. And it's by a Newbery Award winning author and illustrator. Author. Which one did? The Mercy Suarez Changes Gears. So that might be an interesting book to like check out. But an award-winning illustrator too. But I was like, there's not that many illustrated in here. But just because I guess he won awards before they mentioned it. Because I was like, there's not that many pictures in here. Some of them are really cool. It would have been cooler had it been in color though, right? But it's all in black and white. But anyway, it sounds really interesting. Okay, another thing that I let him get from Books A Million.
Super tiny game.
It's like this little tiny video game. They know what you're showing me is not a new thing, okay? This is my generation of stuff.
Yeah, but it's the world's smallest.
It's maybe new to you, but this is like what I grew up on.
But look at how tiny.
I know. He's over here trying to explain to me the games, the hangman and stuff. This is not new.
See, you could choose the game right down there.
I know how it works.
And then you could press this to choose what type of that game you
want. Know.
And
one last thing. So I got this for him because he has a lot of things that he has now that he's responsible for. So he has money and then he has change, but he has ID cards and stuff for different, like cards for, the library, and then he has like rewards card for like the bookstore, and he has like things of that sort. And so I figured that this would be handy for him to start taking with him to be responsible for it, because he also leaves for his rock classes, his band classes. And so a place for him to have his money, to have all that stuff. And it's just so cute. And he loves Pikachu and Pokemon. It's like a thing with him and the kids at the co-op. They all love Pokemon. So they had a really cute backpack too in there, but we decided just to get this. It was just a little too small. If it was bigger, where it can hold like bigger things, it would have been a contender. But we ended up getting the wallet so he can, isn't it cute though? Look at the pattern inside. So it's a really cute wallet. Okay, that was what we got from there. And then I'll show you what we got from Michael's. Okay, so I got some decor stuff. I went there for school stuff, ended up getting some decor stuff for Halloween. These are candles, like the tapered candles and stuff, and I just couldn't help myself. We love Halloween around here. We do. We're like, Halloween, after Christmas, Halloween is our next favorite. So then we have like some little ghosty ones. So I got that, and then I'm going out of sequence here, but we got this adorable pencil case for my son when he goes to the co-op, because how he's been carrying it so far is in like a plastic baggie. So now we can be ultra fancy. We go to the co-op, and now he has a legit pencil holder that he's using, and it can just stand up.
You open this up. Like, imagine you have pens in here.
Yes.
You open this up.
Yes.
And you push this down. And you notice that it
Whoa!
becomes something different.
What happened?
And then you look inside the middle of it.
Did it just get shorter?
Yeah, and then you can pull it back out.
Is it supposed to do that?
Yes.
Oh. And then I picked up additional watercolor paper because we can always use it. And the boys want a very specific size. They don't want the large watercolor paper. I always got the large watercolor paper because I'm like, why would you not want a large watercolor paper? But apparently they don't want the large one. So I just got them like the smaller version. If you can see compared to my hand, it's like the smaller one. And they also don't want me to rip it out of the thing because it has like perforated pages, and how I've been doing it. So I've been just like ripping it out and hanging it around the classroom. Well, they don't want me to do that anymore. They want me to keep it like in here into the notebook, and they just want to have like their notebook. So I got one for each of us for watercolors. I ended up getting the game one. I actually ended up getting another one too, the oddities one, because the boys are gonna have that in their room too. So it's kind of like a nightlight / like Halloween decor type thing. So I mean, it's just so cool. And the oddities one, they're gonna ship it to my house because they didn't have any more at the store. But I mean, isn't it so cool? I saw that at the place, and I'm just like, Halloween and Christmas decor, I'm a total sucker over. Like, we it's our favorite time of the year, those tea times. Like, we love the fall, the corn, the pumpkin pie, the corn mazes, like a little bit of the spooky stories, like all that kind of stuff. It's our jam. And then we got these mugs in here from Michael's. Isn't it cute? Like I was thinking like lemonade and stuff, or like apple cider that we make. We can store it in here, put it in the refrigerator. Like, look how cute with like the handle. Okay, the final things that I got over there are probably, well, I love all the things. But I have to I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to share all this stuff with you guys in a second. But this cauldron, I actually have one that has like a black gloss over it. And I love it. I've had it for years and years and years. And so this one is a bigger version of the one I already have. And I thought, how cool would it be to hold my mini writables in there, or to put all our chalk pens and our acrylic markers and all that kind of stuff in here for our dry erase boards when it's time. And then we just like come and grab it out of here, you know? So right now we currently have it in here, but come the holiday season, I have specialized holders that are decorative and stuff that I bring out for us to hold mini writables and our dry erase stuff. And so when I saw this, I was like, okay, and this is like the perfect size because it's bigger, because our other one is smaller and it wasn't holding as much as I wanted. So this we can either just use for the mini writables, or we can just use for our markers or dry erase markers. I just thought it's just so fun. And even when the time comes that we stop homeschooling, or our era of homeschooling is over and we don't need it in that way anymore, it's still going to be a cute home decor piece that we can use. Okay, these next ones my son actually found. My son found it and I literally gasped. And I went crazy over them. Now I'm going to show you all of these one by one. And they were all like 40% off, because I don't know why, because they take out their Halloween stuff and no one's ready to celebrate Halloween stuff. So they try to incite you like, hey, buy this Halloween stuff and we'll put it 40% off. And I did it. I fell for it and I did it. So guys, look, these are flies. How cute. These are just flies. I'll open these all up after I show it to you, so that way you guys can see what they look like. But I am so excited with the 40%. I don't even remember how much I paid for it, but 40% off. Look, hearts. How cute. I am so excited for all of this. This I probably could have done without, because I already have something similar to this. But I was like, once you're in it, like, it's so hard to come and reel yourself back out. And that's what happened. So if I had any regret in any of the purchases, it would be this one. But I can't really regret it because it's going to get used. So there you go. But in the grand scheme of things, like, this was like nothing. Like, so I don't feel too guilty. And then look, some skulls and stuff. And again, this one I probably could have done without, because I have something else very similar to this already. But these were different sizes. So there's like little small ones and then bigger ones in there. So I probably could have done without the two. But the hearts and the flies, like, I had to. And then this is super cute. So if you have the Jacqueline game board, this would be really cute as markers. And I'll open it up and I'll show it to you here in a second. This I completely freaked out over. Like, I loved it. I flipped out when I saw it. Teeth. Like, how fun. I was going to say cute. I don't think cute will describe it, but I do think they're cute. But how fun. Okay, and here are the skulls. So you can see they're like in different sizes. So see how cute? And then different sizes. I was like, so I'm glad I got it. And then the teeth. Let me show it to you in my hand. So like the teeth, like how cute. And then here are the little tombstones. But I thought with the game board, because we're probably going to be using that a lot this upcoming year, to hold our place in there like that. I just thought they were so cute. And then they just stand up, you know? So I thought that was cute. The kids are getting their lunch ready and stuff, so ignore the noise in the background. These are the hearts. Like, look at how chunky. They're like perfectly like sized and stuff. So those are the hearts. These are the legs. So they're legs in here. I thought that it was, yeah, I think they're all feet attached to the bones. So that's what it is. Little feet. But look. Will they stand up? No, they won't stand up. No, but they're cute anyway, you know? Look at the flies. Like, I just think it looks so cool. Like, how cool does it look? Like, it's just like, I think it's gonna be so fun. Okay, so that's my stuff that I got. I got the stuff at Michael's, all the stuff other than the books and stuff, you know. So the first part of the video, that was all Books A Million. I don't know if I ever mentioned that. That was all Books A Million. And then all the stuff in here that I just shared was from Michael's. So talking about the books, I totally forgot, because Books A Million has a lot of books that are very specific to Books A Million, like this one. So I'm not sure if Books A Million, if anywhere else other than Books A Million will have it, but if it will, I'm going to link it down below. Okay. So I will link all the books down in the description. Okay. So go take a look there if you're interested in the books, and all the stuff is here from Michael's. So that's it, guys. That's my haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I had a lot of fun. Yeah, I had a lot of fun getting out of the house and going for like a couple hours and just exploring what, you know, all the different stores had to offer. So it was a good weekend. So yay, I hope you guys are having a great weekend as well.